literally 8 hours for it just to be, I'm an idiot. I can't imagine, oh, yeah, I was gonna say, I can't imagine it takes that long to heat all this up.
What's the point of running that switch should be in a hot wire, so switch should be in a hot wire,
Alright guys, what is going on? So in today's video we are going to be picking up where we left off. Last video did not go as planned, but this video should be hopefully better. So I got a bunch of new parts, bunch of new pieces that we needed, but today we're going to be finishing up driveline. We're going to be tackling the wiring, tackling exhaust, and tackling intake, and we're pretty much going to get this thing ready to start. I don't know if we're going to be able to crank it today, but hopefully we're going to get pretty darn close. So without any further ado, we're going to go ahead, get right into it, and I'll strap the GoPro to my head while we get this unboxing underway. So in the last video, we tackled getting all the wires, switches, everything in here mounted up. Now you'll notice that this momentary switch is kind of crusty, so I went ahead, damn it. So I went ahead, ordered a few things off of the interweb. First thing here being a push button start, so that's gonna be a nice addition. We won't keep that. We'll keep that in the box for now. I can never make up my mind. We got a brand new, because you guys, if you haven't seen the last video, I recommend you go check it out. But we got a brand new ballast resistor for our starting circuit. So I'm gonna keep that in the box because the last thing I want is for that to be broken, because I believe it's actually porcelain. So we got some wire loom because I want this thing to look professional, even though it's iffy that it will. Got some battery cables, some battery cable clamps or crimp connectors. And then we have our QA, which hopefully you can see that, but it actually has a slot this time around. So we'll actually be able to test fit everything. If you haven't seen the last video, the other QA is absolutely jacked up. It's actually right over here. There's no QA on this, and I tried to make my own. Did not go as planned. All right. So I think I'm going to start with the easy stuff first, which means wiring. So right here is my notebook. I pretty much have everything in here. So this is the original suspension design for the lawnmower. When I was going to use the transaxle, belt drive system, all the pulley maths, frame geometry and design, pretty much everything you can think of. This is for another project. You guys won't find that out till later. Shock mount. That was something with the choke. Okay. Alrighty. So everything right here, perfect. Okay, so we got everything we need right here. We're just kind of, it's not plugged in. We're gonna rest our battery in about the location it's gonna be in. It's gonna sit like right there, or these terminals are, because battery will actually be flipped around that way. So I'll just have to remember to run the negative to positive, positive to negative, because I'm gonna have to reverse everything basically. Should be a Sharpie here. Perfect. All right, so positive battery cable to the solenoid left terminal. So let's go from here. Actually, let's start here and work our way down. Kind of keeping everything tucked up out of the way. Give it a little bit of slack. We'll say right about there is where our first cut will be. So let's go ahead and snake this down. This is gonna have to run like over, probably down along the frame rail is where I'm gonna put it. It's probably gonna run down through that crack and then up to the starter. All right, we'll just keep that length for now. We'll cut it once we, so this can really just run right from the negative to literally anywhere on here. Probably just gonna reuse one of these guys here. Maybe we might ground it out. I don't know, but so ground. We'll start here. Probably run somewhere over there, but this one doesn't really need to be marked or cut or anything like that because these are all battery cables. What we really need to do is figure out the small cable routing and the loom. But what I want to do is actually go ahead and take these switches and make a switch panel. So I got this piece of metal here. This is actually part of the original lawnmower frame. And so we should be able to fit starter switch. Oh, that box is done now. We should. So this actually comes off. I bought this because it's waterproof. Should be able to fit that. So we got. Come on. Got one. We'll have two right there, and then that leaves us room for other switches. I think it'd be cool to run the petcock or the gas fuel on-off switch somewhere in here as well, but that's gonna be cool. So I'm gonna get these holes drilled in this, and then get our switch panels mounted up and ready to go, and then we can figure this out. Kill switch right there. So basically this switch is actually flipped around. So this is in the off position, which means there's no current flowing through both ends, just one side, which is how the kill switch works. So how the kill switch works on this lawnmower is you ground out the ignition. So you have to reverse how the switch works. So instead of this actually turning the switch on, technically it's turning the switch in the off position, which means there's nothing is being grounded out. But when you flip this down, that's your kill. That's when everything gets grounded. So that's how that works. And then this is just a momentary switch, so I'll just hold this in until it starts and then I'll let off. So that's all there is to it. And then I have room over here if I want to add some more switches later down the line, like some lights, maybe some maybe a fuel pump, I don't know, but yeah. Alright, so hopefully the time lapse I got was good. Basically, I went ahead and grouped all the wires together where they're going to be. And I still have them labeled because I'm going to need to label the ends that stick out. But now we have everything grouped together, so we can go ahead and stick all of it in that loom. But first I'm going to clean up all this excess electrical tape and just put where we need it. So I'm going to go ahead and time lapse that as well. So everything's all labeled out here. Pretty general. This kind of sets into place and you can kind of piece together the loose ends. But now I'm going to go ahead, open up this loom. And I believe this is the thicker, this is the thinner. We're probably going to end up having to use this stuff right here. But basically this is going to slide over everything we need to slide over. So. So after much struggle, I finally got the loom on the wires, and now I'm good to start stripping and crimp connecting all the attachments, so like wire loops, things like that, and I'm gonna go based off of what they connect to. So I'm gonna go ahead, get moving on that, and then we'll get this wiring harness all buttoned up and looking nice and pretty. Alright, so I got the wiring harness all finished up. Everything is ready to be zip tied to the chassis permanently, and then we can start piecing together the wires here and where our switch panel is going to be located. The next couple things we have to do are all wiring related. I'm going to go ahead, fab up a battery tray to sit right here in this frame rail area. And I'm also going to try and make it so I can have some sort of tie down. Sorry guys, it's cold today. I tried to open the door because it's warmer outside, so I'm trying to let some hot air come in, but made it colder. So, so I'm gonna make a mount for ballast resistor. Right here is where I believe I put it, and then I'm gonna go ahead and make a battery tray. And then once that's all together, I'm gonna move back over here, and that'll probably be where the video ends, putting the new jack shaft in. So let's get to it. And if you guys have made it this point in the video, I want you to comment down below. Let me know what you think of the GoPro angles, because I'm kind of torn between them. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad. I just don't know if I like them 100% yet. But let's get back to it. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is clamp down on the piece right here. If I can actually get it. Probably gonna clamp it the other way. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna clamp onto this. Just lightly, not heavily. And I'm gonna trim a piece of solder, stick it in there, and then I'm gonna heat that up. And then once that's been successfully heated up, I'm gonna stick my wire right in there. But first, I'm gonna go ahead and strip said wire using said razor knife. So I'm gonna go about there. Yeah, I was gonna say, I can't imagine it takes that long to heat all this up. And I think just like that, we're all connected in there. I'm gonna go ahead, get a little bit of this kind of deal. Like that. Alright, turn off the torch. That went a lot faster than I thought it was going to. But, oh damn, she's in there. And I bet this is really freaking hot, so we're gonna let that chill. So now I want to actually take some heat shrink here and slide it on from the back, and then slide it over up there. Alright, and then we'll just take our smaller lighter, and then we'll go ahead and seal that off. Yep, so just like that, they're all gonna look nice and clean. And then that's gonna be how we do our battery, starter, things like that. So let's keep moving. All right guys, so I finally finished the wiring harness. Everything's hooked up. And we're gonna see if it cranks. Damn.
What's the point of running that? That switch should be in a hot wire. So it's a momentary switch. So you're giving power and then you're taking it away so the starter doesn't keep running, right? Can you guys see Logan?
Keeping that in there. I said I'm keeping that in there.
This is a lesson in cleaning up the shop when you're done. Logan still hasn't learned this yet. Keeping that in there too?
Yep. Alright, so I've just fixed everything that I said I was gonna do. So now we're gonna go ahead and see if the starter engages. So, yes, we are all set to go ahead and put the flywheel back on, and then we can see if it turns. Alright, push that button again, let's see what we got. Should crank, ignition's off, here we go. Whoa, okay. Oh, we did it! We got the wiring all finished up and we cooked the teeth on the starter. Cool! Alright, I'm gonna undo this battery before it sparks a lot more and start a fire. That's not what I want to do. But that's gonna do it for today's video, guys. I would do more, but I'm just out of time. It's dark outside, I'm exhausted, and this was very frustrating, like very, very frustrating. But if you guys made it to the end, thank you so freaking much for watching this all the way to the end. It really does means a lot. But yeah, thank you guys for watching all the way to the end. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, and I will see you guys in the next one where we actually do tackle the drivetrain and some other miscellaneous things to get this thing buttoned up. But peace out, God bless. I'll see you guys in the next one. Alright guys, so I know past me said that was the end of the video, but I realized in editing that I didn't actually explain what the issue was. And the issue was when you have that momentary switch, you're actually supposed to pull power from the battery side of the solenoid to the one side of the switch. And I wasn't doing that. I was actually pulling power from the stator, which means that there's no power unless the engine's running. So the way I had it wired up, the push button start would only work with the motor actually running. So you guys can see why that wouldn't work. But I went ahead and fixed that. I just forgot to say what I was going to do apparently. But I hope that clears some things up in the video. Anyway, thanks again so much for watching, guys. Peace out, God bless, and I'll see you in the next one.